Your circle. Today we're going to talk about your circle. That's your crew. That's your homies. That's your clique. That's the 5 people that you come in contact with the most. The great Jim Rohn said you are the average of the 5 people that you come in contact with the most. And that's true. I mean, you heard the statement, birds of a feather flock together. That's a true statement. And you are the average of your 5 closest friends or 5 closest people you spend your time with. And so today we're going to talk about why that circle is detrimental to your success. And if you ain't surrounded yourself with the right people, then you ain't going to never get far in life. Okay, so let's dig into it. Number 1. Your circle should inspire and motivate you. So that means that those people that you're dealing with the most should be people that's driving you, pushing you. There should be people that's inspiring you to do different stuff. Like you could be inspired by the way they take care of their family, or you could be inspired by the way they get off of work and they go volunteer at a food bank. They should be bringing some type of inspiration to your life. They should be motivating you in some type of way. I mean, when you got good friends and they taking care of their business, that motivates you. When you see your friend like taking care of his business and you see him pull up with a new car, like you get motivated. Like, damn man, you on your shit, man. You taking care of it, man. It make you want to ramp up your own whatever you doing in your own life to make you want to take it to another notch and just go harder. So your circle should definitely inspire and motivate you. If the people that surrounding you ain't giving you no inspiration daily or ain't giving you no motivation, then you need to find some more people that's gonna drive you to reach the next level. Your circle should keep it real. And when I mean keep it real, I mean you don't want no yes men in your circle. You need people that's gonna be honest with you. When you doing something wrong, they need to point that out. And when you doing something right, they need to point that out. And when you go to them for opinion, you need to know that their opinion is true and they not just blowing smoke up your ass. You don't need no friends that when you be like, how do I look? You look great. How did I do today? You did great. How do I smell? You smell good. I'm thinking about steak for lunch. What do you want for lunch? I want steak. See, you can't have no yes man in your corner. I mean, that's just going to be detrimental to your success. I mean, you don't know if a person keeping it real or they just being fake. And most of the time, when you got yes men in your corner, that means that you in a position of the power and they feeding off you for something and they need you for something. I mean, you see it all the time when athletes, rappers, and entertainers, they might blow up real quick and they make it big, and you see them doing a lot of stuff that don't make sense, but you'll see them surrounded by a lot of people and you'll be like, damn, I wonder why they ain't telling that person that was something stupid they should be doing, or I wonder why why them people around him letting them do it. The reason why they letting them do it because they don't have an opinion. They just with that person just because of what that person got. And so the opinions that they giving is not necessarily coming from the heart. They just going along for whatever that person say because they dependent on that person. You don't need that in your corner. You don't need no yes man on the team. If people can't keep it real with you and they can't be who they are, then there's no point of having them around. Next, you should have in your circle people who invest in themselves. And what I mean by that, you can tell a lot by people who put the time and the work on themselves and what they got going on. You don't want to be around somebody who ain't invested in themselves, because if they ain't invested in themselves, how can they truly invest in you, and how can they truly be your friend if they not caring about themselves? And when I say caring about themselves, I mean they should be wanting to better their life. They should be wanting to better their position. If it's education, they should want to hire their education in whatever form. If they self-teaching themselves or if they going to school. Or they shouldn't be people that's just content with the status quo and just going along with life. You see a lot of people get content and they stop and they get stagnant. You need to be around people who put the time and the effort in themselves as much as they gonna put it in anybody else. Because if that person ain't building on themselves, then what is they really building? And when you see somebody putting in the work on themselves and they in your circle, one of your friends working on themselves, what that calls you to do? That calls you to go look in the mirror and see what areas in your life that you need to repair and that caused you to go to work and start working on yourself. Next, we got playing up. Somebody, basically what I'm saying, somebody that's already on the level that you already at. You need somebody in your circle who there already. And when I say playing up, that's like a sports term. Often, like when you real good in sports, it start off in little league. When you a good 7-year-old, sometimes if you can make the weight requirements, you play up. They might let you play with the 8-year-olds because you just that great. That's the same way like when you get in high school, when you're a freshman. Real good freshmen, they might start on the varsity team, or not even if they don't start, they might just sit on the end of the varsity bench. They might be part of the varsity team too, but that's called playing up. They put those players on that next level already, and even though those players might not be full-time players, they getting that experience. They getting they getting to see what it takes to be on that level. And sometimes that's what you need. So you need somebody in your circle to where you want to be, and sometimes that's not hard to, sometimes that is hard to do. That's hard to get somebody on that next level. So that's when you got to do the due diligence, and you got to reach out to people. You got to send emails to people and tell people, hey, let me take you out to lunch for a minute. Let me pick your brain. And that's where you got to do that extra leg work to establish that connection. But a great way to get on that next level is to have somebody in your circle that's already on that next level. And so you can mimic and you can pick their brain, and you can learn from whatever they can teach you so you can get on that next level. You shouldn't have negative people in your circle. That's just point blank period. You don't want no negative people nowhere around you, because negativity is only going to bring you down. And it's always that one person in a group, or it may be two people in a group that always want to look at the negative side of it. I always want to look at the glass half empty. And you will see a lot in any of my videos that I do. You got to separate yourself from the negative people. You got to separate yourself from the people that want to bring you down, or the people who get happy. They find it thrilling when they see other people in a bad predicament or a bad position. You just want to cut all the negativity out of your life, period. And the last thing I got, don't be afraid to reconstruct your circle. When you watch this video, I want you to do some hard thinking and think about your circle. Think about the 5 people that you come in contact with the most. And you got to see, is they helping you or they hurting you? And just when I say reconstruct your circle, I'm not saying that you don't have to be this person's friend anymore, end your friendship. What I'm saying is you might want to think about how much time you spending with this person, or what you talking about with these people, because at the end of the day, they ain't helping you, they hurting you. And we grow, and we all grow at different rates and different times and different places and different spaces. So, I can be on this level, but that don't mean my friends gonna grow with me, and it get hard. But that's when you got to be real with yourself, and you can't cheat yourself, because I just noticed it in my own growth. Like a lot of the times, when I'm talking about certain stuff with some of my friends, it's like it going one area and out the other. Like I'm growing, I'm doing a lot of different stuff that I didn't used to do. I'm reading the books, I'm reading the stock market, I'm reading a lot of motivational, I'm doing a lot of motivational stuff, and some of my friends, they just ain't on that same page. And when I go to talk to some of them, it's like I'm talking to a blank wall, and when I'm trying to explain something, to them, they not understanding. And it's not that they don't understand it, or they probably just ain't at that point in their life where they even care about what I'm talking about, and that's okay. Like, they're my friends, and they're gonna always be my friends, and I'm gonna always love them. And that position will never change. But the position of how much time I spend with those same friends, or act or do some of the same activities I used to do, I probably won't do that no more, because right now I'm at a different point in my life, and that's okay. You got to reconstruct your circle. So if the people who ain't growing with you, then you need to take your growth and grow without them, and keep your growth going. So let's recap your circle. Your circle should inspire and motivate you. They should keep it real. Don't have no yes man in your circle. It should be people who invest in themselves. Play up when you got to, and build your circle with people who are already on that level you trying to get to. Shouldn't be no negative people in your circle. And lastly, don't be afraid to reconstruct your circle.